welcome back to another edition of Mets Mafia. Very happy to have our first inaugural episode out. So this will be episode 2. Little opening day preview. It's your host, CJ Owens. Let's throw it over to Brian Cunningham. Say some words in the beginning.
What's up, everybody? Excited to get our first episode out, and we're looking forward to opening day. We're very pumped up.
Opening day, boys. Let's go. That time of the year. LFGM. I'm ready to ride. We got the Grom on the bump. I'm calling double digits easily, maybe thinking 12 or 13, but let's go. We're here.
Big predictions from Greggy to start the year. So I think before we get into opening day, I think we got to address the elephant in the room. We're approaching the 24th hour of the deadline there and the extension on Lindor. And Jeff Passan tweeted 20 minutes ago, no movement. So it looks like right now we're at a standstill. We'll see if anything breaks during the episode. Fingers crossed. But yeah, definitely got to address that. So Greg, I'll let you hit that off.
Yeah, man. Well, everyone's really pressing right now with this Lindor deal. So I think we just got to wait and see. I don't think it's going to be happening unless we get a miracle before 7 p.m. tomorrow. But I think we just got to trust the process, trust in Uncle Stevie, and then, I hope we're going to have a good year. It all depends on the Mets. I think we just got to bet on us playing good, which we all expect, right? So let's go out there, let's play good, and Lindor will be here to stay. We'll be offering him the same money at the end, so he'll take it, hopefully.
Yeah, 100% agree with Greg. Steve Cohen, he doesn't seem to want to go those extra 2 years. He doesn't want to meet Lindor with that part of what Lindor's looking for. And, Steve Cohen's got to stand his ground. I kind of understand that viewpoint. I feel like Steve Cohen has to set the precedent that the Mets aren't just going to be an open ATM. And he's going to stand his ground. And Lindor got, I thought, a more than fair deal. I thought he should sign it. I don't think he's going to get that in free agency if he tries to go there. But like Greg said, he has time to sign at the end of the season. Don't want to see everybody press. We're still contenders this year, and that guy's a big part of it.
Yeah, those are good points, Connie. I think I'm a little more on the gloom end of it. I think I agree with you. I think that it definitely was a fair offer by the Mets. Good for Francisco sticking his ground. Good for Steve Cohen sticking his ground. I thought you made a great point alluding to that Steve Cohen is just not going to get bullied and bulldoze there and show he's like ATM. I think that kind of is something that definitely is contributing to the negotiations. Obviously, we have Porto as well. That extension kind of was put on the side burner as we get down with the Lindor extension. But I think if the extension doesn't go through and he plays out the season, I think the fans absolutely will support him and be behind him. Obviously, you'll have some losers who won't, but I think the media will definitely be a big issue with that, especially if he doesn't get off to a hot start. So I'm very worried about. I shouldn't say very worried, but it definitely does concern me. I would definitely prefer to get the deal done, but yeah. So if it doesn't get done, I feel like I'm a little concerned about how the media will treat him going forward.
The media, good old Anthony DeComo, Tim Healy, all the guys.
Listen, man, I just think Met fans need to not panic and not freak out about Lindor. Even if he has a rough 2 weeks to start the season, they got to chill. This guy is a top talent in the league. Over 162, he will perform. He's going to show you why he's worth the money, and he'll be fine. But if they come in here and they get upset and they start booing him, that's not going to make him want to come back in free agency after and then sign. We got to support the guy, like you guys are saying, and he's one of the best. We just got to embrace him, and he's going to want to be in Queens forever, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely don't go out there opening day and boo him if he doesn't sign the extension.
That would be absurd.
That is definitely not what to do. We are not recommending that whatsoever. Yeah, I think that it's a tough spot. They each have good sticking points, and they're sticking to it. So good for them, man. I would like to say we want him here for a long time, but who knows? You got anything to add for that?
Yeah, I mean, my theory, honestly, looks like I'm wrong now. We're coming down to the hour here, but I thought Lindor's camp was just holding out for the very last minute to see if Steve Cohen would cave. And it looks like Steve's not going to cave, so it looks like we're just going to have to ride this thing out. I just hope it doesn't become a distraction, because that's what could happen to very good teams. Their star player becomes a distraction, and it throws everything off. Like if boos come down, that's no good. But I hope the fans just react good and realize we could still extend him in the offseason.
I was alluding to even more the just like the Newsdays holding their all their prints right now for the back page until 12 p.m. so they get their final Lindor say, so they can post that Steve Cohen or Lindor big, meme on their back page. That's the more I'm talking about, like the Newsday media stuff like that. They're all going to run with it. That's going to be garbage. So I think that kind of media is more of my concern there.
Well, yeah, we know that as being Met fans. Media always likes to make us the little brother and the clown next to the Yankees. So fuck them. I don't care. Mets are here to stay. They're gonna have a big year, and they're just gonna show everybody what's good.
Bro, it's not even that now. Just like even Twitter now, you see players like Pete Alonso logged off Twitter. Like I don't know why they pay attention to that stuff, but it seems like they do. Like Stroman seems like he has a big problem with that too. Alonso. It's just nowadays media almost controls everything.
I mean, if you get sucked into those Twitter trolls, you'll be there forever. Like you said, how do you get? You're a multi-million-dollar athlete. You can't sit there and scroll and listen to what Joe Blow is telling you from his man cave in his baby mom's basement. Like you can't just sit there doing that. The guy has a picture of you like an elf as his picture, and you're like taking what dude takes seriously. Like he prays that you answer. So yeah, I agree. Twitter is definitely not the place to go if you're looking for some positive morale boost if you're an athlete.
However, if you're on there, give Jerry Blevins a follow. That's a good Mets guy to follow. He's always positive vibes on Twitter.
Jerry Blevins and Ty Kelly. He's always shouting out Howie Rose and Gary Cohen. Always letting everybody know we got the best in the biz.
Ty Kelly's Team Israel, baby. Superstar. All right, so let's get into something that's a little more uplifting. I know we're excited. Tomorrow's opening day. Can't wait to see the GOAT on the mound. So we'll transition to that. Get some good news. Excited for the season. Cummy, take it away, my man. What do you got to say about opening day tomorrow? I know you're very excited.
I'm pumped, man. I mean, opening day, DeGrom Scherzer. Can't get any better than that. I'm very excited to see what the hitters could do off Scherzer. And I have my expectations for DeGrom. I feel like every time he goes out and pitches, he's going to give us a good start. So I definitely think, at the very least, it's going to be a competitive ball game for the Mets. I could see it being a low-scoring game, though, like a typical opening day game. But hopefully, Mets come through. I think big hit out of Pete Alonso. Kind of feeling that. So let's go Mets.
Yeah, no, I think good point. I'm very excited to see the ground pitch. I know Greg Hughes against this Mets got the highest winning percentage on opening day, so it's a great thing we look forward to there. Mets always play well on opening day. Yeah, Scherzer always gives us a tough go. I feel like we've seen the Nationals at least the last few years on opening day, a couple of them. So I think if the game's going to come down late, if the bullpen can hold it, I think if we can hold the lead late, that would be key. So I think Sugar will be a big part of the game tomorrow. So, what do you think, Greggy?
Boys, I'm sorry. Yep,
Boys,
we got it.
right now.
We got it.
Francisco Lindor and the Mets have a deal, John.
What did I say, Greg?
About a minute ago. Connie did say this. I will say he called.
Lindor signs the extension.
There's no details as of yet.
Well, it's for about $340 million. $340 million.
Wow, so they came in 11 years, 12 years, the year was 12, you guys 10.
Yeah, I don't see the years yet, but boys, it has happened. Francisco Lindor is a New York Met for at least a decade.
I just doubled the amount of money I was going to bet tomorrow on the Mets, maybe tripled it. Like it's locking it in. Mets all day.
Lindor's camp, man. They held out to the last second. They wanted to see how much they could milk out of the Godfather.
And Stevie Balk, he got to 340, man. That's the number of big tossed around that kind of stuff. From Heyman with 340, you said?
Yep, Heyman tweeted 340.
Okay, yeah. So then 340, yeah. I mean, Stevie did balk that. But good for Lindor. Got his money. That is a huge deal for Lindor. I guess we can get into that, I guess. So that is a huge deal. I mean, by the time that ends, he'll be old. But, good if he gets takes it to the promised land, man. It's all worth it. So I'm ecstatic for that. That is huge. That is huge.
Listen, it's a crazy contract, but, as long as we get what we want in the first couple of years, or I don't even care, first half, as long as it gets us something, that's all that matters, man. So let's go.
Yeah, I mean.
Conforto next up. We should give him $250. I don't care.
I mean, I'm just blown away right now. I thought it was dead in the water. We were just live. I was saying about 10 minutes ago how it's dead, and this guy signs the extension. I'm curious to see if there's opt-outs in there. What's the deal? But you can't be upset. I mean, we got our shortstop for the next decade. But
shouted out Jeff Passan, and then what is it? 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, we got the news from good old Trusty John, man. Trusty John can't beat it. So that's fantastic news, man. If you couldn't tell, we're excited over here. That's a good night. Everybody is proud, great going into opening day. Yeah, I think the Mets vibes are definitely high, so that might be a freight train of emotion going in there tomorrow.
Locking in Mets to the house. Money line all day. Tell your mothers, tell your brothers, tell your sisters, get everybody on. Mets to the house.
So you had the Yankees in that parlay too, didn't you?
Listen, if you want to make it sweet, you make it a parlay. Garrett Cole and Jacob deGrom. Come on, they're not losing opening day.
The weekly bet from Greggy, new segment coming soon.
I mean, the Mets kind of look like a good bet tomorrow. Good opening day team. DeGrom's on the mound. I'd ride with it.
Historically, a great opening day team, so yeah, definitely can't beat that.
I'm hearing 10 years. I'm hearing 10 years on this Lindor deal, by the way.
Wow.
But you know, I don't mind. It's a little higher AAV, but 10 years is a little better than 12.
Hashtag not my money. Jeff Passan 1 minute ago, 10 years, 340. Sources tell ESPN. Lock it up, baby. Take it to the bank. Stevie brought out the Brinks Trust, baby. He brought out the Brinks. Hashtag not my money. All right, Greg, you want to start the series preview? I mean, we got the draw Max tomorrow. We went through that. I think we got definitely Sherman game 2 for us. It looks like Strasburg or Corbin game 2 for the Nationals. They haven't made it official, but one of those stellar arms will throw for them. So Greggy will lead us off there.
Who do we have game 3? You said we got Peterson.
Yeah, Peterson's throwing game 3.
Peterson's game 3. All right. I mean, listen, we all know Washington's got those top arms. That's what got them to the World Series in 19, and they're still legit. Strasburg's coming off the injury, but I expect Strasburg to be good still. And the NL East is tough all around with pitchers. I mean, that's why I draft them every year in my fantasy leagues, and I dominate and win chips. But, you know, it sucks being a Mets fan, but I think the Mets got the bats to compete with them. We've been able to hit Scherzer at all of them in the past, so we just got to get a couple across for Jake because he's going to match Max and probably beat him. So.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. I think those next 2 games in the series will be huge. I think I'm especially intrigued for that game 3, Peterson. I'm surprised that he got the bid in front of Walker, but good for him. I know that we didn't think that he was going to mean Connie, at least didn't think he was going to make the team in the beginning, just sent him to alternate sites to keep his innings down, but I'm very happy he made the team. He's got a bright future. I think that he's got a very high floor. I don't think that his ceiling is crazy high, but I think that he definitely could be a mid-rotation pitcher, so I think he'll sliding good there. If him and Corbin, the lefty, I think Nimmo will take the day off, so I'm interested to see the lineup then. I'm just interested to see the lineup all 3 days, really, to be honest. It's going to be fun to see how Luis juggles that. I know I've alluded to that in the past, so that's something I'm looking forward to. What about you, Tony?
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to what you were saying about Peterson, I think what's really impressive about him is getting the job even over a guy like Joey Lucchesi. It's not like he just won the job over a bunch of scrubs. I think that says a lot about what the Mets think of him, and especially getting that 3 spot in the rotation. They must be seeing something out of him that they're really excited about. So I'm excited to watch him square up against Corbin. Yeah, I think that'll be the day we see the lineup change a little bit. I think day 1 and 2, you'll probably see the same lineups. But I'm looking for Mets. I mean, obviously this is optimistic. We're all Mets fans here, but I'm looking for a Mets series win. I'm looking for at least 2 out of 3. I could see 3 out of 3, but I'm curious to see. I mean, we got to see the details with the COVID situation with the Nationals too. What the ramifications are of that and who they lose. So, but I'm looking forward to a good weekend for the Mets.
That is true. A positive test did come out. I hope that doesn't delay the game. If it doesn't spread to more players that were in close contact or something. Hopefully it's just something minor and we can still have the game on tomorrow. But, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, from what I saw, it was 1 player tested positive and they're quarantining 4 others. So that's what they're doing right now. They're going from there.
And they didn't say who those players are, obviously, right? That's private.
No. Yeah, no, my brother told me that he said it was Soto, but I don't think that's true. I know, I think he said that because he's day-to-day on ESPN Fantasy app, but he hurt his calf. I have him in fantasy, so I don't even want to hear that, but hopefully it's a terrible series. You know, we're not rooting for anybody against our Messi's there, but One other thing I wanted to allude to, we were talking about it before we hopped on the podcast, three of us. Taiwan Walker tweeted, "There's a tweet I really want to send out, but I got to hold it back. LOL, might send it in 30 minutes though." And he sent that. That was 36 minutes ago. So he knew something.
The team group chat was probably fired up early. They're waiting for the reporters' tweets to come out sooner or later.
Yeah, I think Pete would have had to held back in the locker room tomorrow if he didn't get his deal. If Lindor didn't get his deal.
Something else we got to talk about right now. Another return is the black jerseys. We're back at black. Friday night, Summers, come on. All black to your funerals.
Absolutely, man. I'll be pumped up for the game. I just got that season ticket package, so I'll be there 16 games. You'll see me. Section 103. So come on down. Wear your mask, of course. We don't want to be a super spreader everything over here, right? 6 feet, maintain your distance. But definitely come say a virtual hello, all right? Section 103, 16 games. But now we're pumped. The black is going to be huge. Frankie in the black, he's going to be swagged out. DeGrom, that place will be 20% capacity, but still rocking. So I'll be there a couple of Friday nights. I think I got 3 or 4. A Mets Yankee game in September is a Friday night game, so I'll be there. Pumped for that. So give it a go, man. I'm so excited for the season. That Lindor news got me fired up. Can't even wait for tomorrow now. I feel like a kid before Christmas.
Know what I'm mad about, though? We need Gary, Keith, and Ron on this call tomorrow, gentlemen.
Need that.
I mean, we need them recapping the extension. We need them hyping up the season.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. And I wanted to say that we got that dog meat ESPN crew on tomorrow, which is going to be it's a brutal. You know how many interviews are they going to have on between the game, like during the game now? You know, there's going to be one with Lindor probably about the extension and everything. But A-Rod looked through. I don't know, is A-Rod still doing it or no? They're good now.
I know they got Excursion. They got Excursion doing the play-by-play, and I think I heard Buster Olney's going to be in there, but I don't know who that third person is. Probably either Jessica Mendoza or A-Rod.
Two poor choices. So.
I mean, we're comparing these 3 to Gary, Keith, and Ron.
Different levels.
Best dude in baseball.
Oh, hands down.
Hands down. I don't think it's even close. Yeah, we're getting carried. I mean, everybody's just so excited. How could you possibly recover from a bombshell like that? Anybody want to add anything to the series preview? I mean, Mets by 1,000 now. I mean,
who's going yard tomorrow, boys? Anybody?
Obviously, I'm going to say Alonso. That guy's got to go yard tomorrow.
See, I think everyone thinks Pete's going to go yard. But if I were to bet actual money, I would say Conforto because he's the guy. And now that he just saw Frankie just get paid, Conforto's going to be balling out this year. I think tomorrow he goes Yabo.
What about Frankie?
I mean, that would be sad.
I like that. Those are all definitely good names. We got some big power bats in there. But I like my boy Dom Star. I think he matches up against Scherzer well. I think I've seen a couple of good Dom at bats against Scherzer. And yeah, he just covers the whole plate. Scherzer's a tough dude, so I think Dom's going to go out there and have a nice little day tomorrow.
I'll tell you who's not going to hit a home run tomorrow, and that's Brandon Nimmo. We'll be lucky if he swings the bat more than 3 times.
I'll tell you who could use a home run tomorrow, J.D. Davis. Get that pressure off his back.
I would love to see a J.D. Davis home run, and then all these Mets fans who are worried about it be like, oh my God, J.D. Davis is legit. He's going to go off again. I would love it because J.D.'s the type of guy like that will have a huge year just off that one game. And I'm not saying he won't if he doesn't do it. He'll get one eventually. But if he does it tomorrow, it's going to be big for his morale.
You know what else is huge too? And I know all the Twitter fiends are waiting out there? A clean 9th from DS. That'll be nice to start off the season. Get that pressure off his back too.
I have faith in Diaz. I think he looked good last year in the 60 games. I mean, he was in a lot more low leverage situations, I feel like, than in 2019. But, I have expectations for Diaz to be good, so I think he's back.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how he uses him, too, because he said that he wasn't going to use him necessarily as the closer. So where he comes in tomorrow will be interesting. I think probably my thoughts for the game, probably where I see it going, probably 6, 7 from DeGrom if you get 7 from him. Then it's probably just May and Lugo to close it out. But then if not, I'd probably see Luke in there because the Nationals do have some lefties, especially if none of their big bats like Schwarber or Bell or Soto are out. I know Bell's a switch hitter, but he still does hit well against right-handed pitching. So I would be Luke. I think will play a big role in the series as well, just because the Nationals do have some big lefty bats.
While we're on the Nationals, what do you guys think for them this year? What would you say a win total for them?
They're going to be a sneaky good team, I think. I don't know about a win total. I feel like they're going to be in the high 80s, honestly. They're going to be a competitive team. I feel like they can compete in the wild card, but they're going to be sneaky good. I really like those acquisitions of Josh Bell and Schwarber. Like, those are two guys, I guess, like you're saying, you're kind of taking a chance on, but I think they can have big years for the Nationals. I'm a little worried about them, but we've been always able to compete and, take over the Nationals with our team, so I'm not as concerned.
Yeah, I think they did make some good acquisitions. I think they still definitely have some question marks. The bullpen, I think, definitely still kind of not great. So I'd probably pencil them in anywhere from like low to mid 80s, probably. Like if they got like what Greg said, high 80s, I think that would be a very good season. But they're World Series champions not too long ago, and they still have very formidable starting staff. So can't take them lightly. We had some electric games against them the last couple of years down the stretch, but we were competitive. So yeah, the Nationals are always fun to play with. Always want to beat them. So I'm excited to go back out there and see what this opening series looks like.
Yeah, one thing with the Nationals too is eventually, well, he already kind of started a little bit, but Scherzer's going to slow down, and Strasburg's always hurt. But if the Nationals get a good year from Scherzer and a healthy year from Strasburg, I definitely agree with you, Greg. I think they'll be a sneaky good team in the NL. Give a lot of teams a lot of trouble.
The NL East as a whole is going to be, I think, the toughest division in baseball. Even after the Mets and the Nats, you got the Braves who have been dominating the division, one of the top teams, big threat. You got the Phillies who are still a pretty competitive team, I think, even though they lack pitching, but they bolstered their bullpen and, they get some starting pitching. They could be a little bit of an issue. And then the Marlins aren't terrible. They have a formidable lineup. They got some young arms. Like, they're going to be competitive as well. And they made the playoffs last year. I know it's 60 games, but that still says something. They were like, what, 31 win team? It's a good stretch. But NL East is going to be tough all around.
Yeah, NL East is definitely going to be tough. I think it's probably the toughest division in baseball, and kind of like we were looking at the Nationals, looking at their over under there. So I think that's a good transition into kind of the segment that Connie put together for us. We posted on Twitter our over and unders for the 2021 season. So we just wanted to briefly talk about that on the podcast. Show a little love to it. For the first one, we had Pete 40 homers, and we all showed love on that for the over. Gotta love that. Our boy Pete. Anybody want to add anything? I know we love him for crushing the bounds this year. Expect another big year.
Oh yeah, Pete's going to come out. He's going to hit the homers. I mean, I feel like one thing that you're going to get out of that guy is home runs. You've seen it through his career so far. The average, that'll fluctuate, but he's going to come through with the homers. I have faith in him.
Power's always going to be there for him. Easy 40 this year. He's here to prove something.
Next one we got is 320 batting average from Jeff McNeil. Me and Greg took the under. I personally think he'll probably come in anywhere from like 310, 315. I think that'd be great, like that average area. 320 hits that stretch. I think that's just a little high, so I think not too far under, but I think he would just be just under. Greg, you want to add anything to your under remark there?
Yeah, no, I agree. He's top hitter in the NL, probably going to contend for the title. 320 is just a little high. I hope he hits 320, man.
Connie, tell us why we're wrong, brother.
This one was tough. I'm predicting a breakout year. Not even a breakout year, but I think Jeff McNeil's going to have a very, very good season. I think he's not only going to hit for 320 batting average, but I also think this guy could hit 30 homers. I think he should be our 5 hitter, and I'm looking for him to have one of the biggest years out of our offensive weapons.
Yeah, I'd love to be wrong there on that one. 320 from Jeff McNeil.
And just
fantastic.
Real quick, CJ, I wanted to throw in this. There's no opt-outs in Lindor's deal. What do you guys think of that? No opt-outs.
I guess shows you he wants to be a Met, man. I mean, he's getting his money. It looks like he's happy with the situation so far. No opt-outs means that he can't trade his mind. He can't change his mind. I mean, there's always a trade possibility, but contract after you have to think the dude is here to stay for a while. So it looks like we'll be with him for a long haul in that duration of that deal.
Like I said, I don't mind it as long as it gets us a ring in the first couple of years, man. First 5 years or so, that's all it's worth.
Actually, yeah. So speaking of Lindor, we'll jump into his. We'll just bounce around his over real fast. So the first one that we had for him was a 285 batting average. Let me just pull this over here. And so for that batting average, I went under,
I
and
bet
Greg
you
and
wish you
Kenny
did it after this now.
both went over on that. No, I think it's 285. I think that's fantastic. I think that's basically what his career average is at. It's 285, so I think he'll come in like 275, 280. And I think that's a great season for him too. You know, he'll play fantastic shortstop, so that's a fantastic season. Obviously, fingers crossed for that 285. He's signing for the 10 years, so if he's not hitting 285 in year one, there's probably a chance to go down. So we're hoping for that, maybe 300 that first year. So, Cutting, you guys can tell me why I'm seeing not seeing the right thing here.
Well, I was doing this with the anticipation that he was going to be playing for his money, but even now that he has his money, I think he's still going to do it, maybe even hit higher than it. So give me it all. Give me 300.
Yeah, I'm just ecstatic for this guy to be on the Mets. Like you said, 285 was his career average, so I'm just looking for him to go for a little uptick. I mean, who knows? Maybe this guy hasn't hit his peak yet. He could still get a little bit better, you know? We could see him progress a little bit on offense.
Nah, there's no way he's hitting those 35 home runs. We all went under on that one, and I think that's pretty fair. If he goes over 35, he must be living in the Coca-Cola corner all year.
Yeah, what's his career high? Like 33 or something?
Yeah, he's like a mid-30s guy. So if he does that, it's a career year. He's going to be under.
Yeah, I think a good spot is anywhere from like 25, 30 for him. I think that's good, right in there. 35, I mean, that's MVP right there. He did 285, 35 bombs, and playing that all-world defense, and he's in the conversation for that MVP at the end of the year. So, but yeah, we went under for that, and I think the next one we wanted to go into was bounce back up to Dom Smith, 85 RBIs. I went under, and so did Greg on that. No, I went under, and so did Connie on that one, and Greg went over. I personally went under. I think Dom is a fantastic hitter, like I mentioned before. I think he can go deep tomorrow. Hopefully, he's my pick for that. But the reason I picked him for under the 85, I just don't know if he gets enough at bats playing left field. I mean, I know that they're going to run him out there every day for now, but we'll see. I know I'm just not crazy about his defense out there. I know he has improved. But that still gave me some cause for concern. So that's why I think I put it just under. I think the ESPN had him projected at 84, so that was a good number for us to pick at. But I think he'll come in just under. What about you, Tony?
Yeah, I agree with you. I would definitely take him over if he had like a guaranteed every day he's going to be playing because his problem is his defense might take him out of lineup some days. I hope it doesn't happen. I think it's ridiculous that we don't have a DH. If we had a DH, I would take the over.
I've just fallen in love with Dom so much in the last couple of years that I think his bat is going to be too good to take out of the lineup every day, whether his defense is there or not. I think he's going to improve with it and be good. But I mean, I think if he's playing 140 games, 150 games this year, he's going to have over 85, and we're really going to see what power numbers from Dom. Because like we were saying, we saw 2020, the short season, but he hit some home runs and some big hits off some impressive pitchers. Like Dom's got a nice swing, so I think he's gonna finally put it together over 162 and have that big power year.
Yeah, so we'll go right into Conforto, and he had so we'll look at him with 300 batting average. I went under for that, and so did Greg. And I think that Conforto, if he hit 300, obviously fantastic. I think he'll probably hit 280, 290 in there. I know he had like 330 last year, so that was fantastic. But I think he'll have a fantastic year again. I just don't think the batting average will be as high. And I know that Cunny went over for there, so let's see what you got there, Cunny.
Yeah, I went over. Big factor for me there was he had that good year last year, but he's also playing for that big contract extension this year. So I think that might elevate his play a little bit. I think he's a good player either way, regardless if that's on the table. But I just think he'll hit over 300 trying to earn his bag.
Yeah, I just don't think Conforto's quite 300 hitter over 162. I know he had like just like high 300s last year, like what 320 or 330 or something. But I don't think he's keeping that up over 162. He's like a 290 hitter at his best. He's there for the power numbers, but he'll be hitting 30 plus, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we all are in agreement there that he's going to go 30 bombs. I think there's no questions. Conforto can their math. So I think definitely we'll have a good year. We were all in agreement on 30 bombs. I don't think there's much more to add there. And then the next one was very interesting for me. It was 20 McCann caught stealing. I went under. I personally didn't. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't do much research into that. I was trying to look to see what an average number for that was, but I personally went under. I know you guys both went over. So if any of you guys want to add anything about that,
Yeah, I think I would say a good season for that is low 20s. Like that's what the good catchers will give you. But I think a factor for that for me is teams love to try to steal off the Mets because their pitchers aren't the best at holding runners on. But McCannon's got a cannon, man. I think he's going to throw a lot of guys out, and I think teams are going to have to catch on that the Mets aren't an easy stolen base. I mean, Wilson Ramos, he wasn't throwing anyone out.
Yeah, a lot of it's going to come down to if our pitchers can make that adjustment too to get the ball to the plate early. Because I know that was always a big thing with the pitchers back in like the 15, 16 times. But when your nickname's McCannon, I think you're easily going to be hosing guys all day. And we got a little preview of it this spring. So I don't think I remember the last time I saw Wilson Ramos throw somebody out. It's going to be a refreshing sight to see.
yeah, Wilson was definitely not moving too well back there. He was slow out of the crouch to say the least. But yeah, Cuddy, you did make a good point. Our pitching staff isn't great at holding guys on, and one thing that I did think about before, um, putting that under number was Syndergaard, who is absolutely horrid at holding guys on. He's probably like one of the worst dudes in the league, but only half a season from him. So I was really so invasive for those guys. But yeah, so I went under there. They both went over, so there's three. And then next one, me and Nemo, over 380 OPP. I think he rolls out of bed. He gets over 380 on base. Cuddy agrees with me. Greg, not happy. So we'll let Greg say what his piece on that.
Well, as you can see on it, I put under. This guy stinks because I just hope he does not have a good year. I mean, obviously, I hope he does to help the team, but I just don't think Met fans have fallen in love with this on base number. I just hope it's a nice 378, maybe, and I'll just have the thing right. He still has a good year, you know. But I'm just not a Nimmo guy, as a lot of people know, so couldn't find it in me to possibly go over.
Yeah, I'm with you, CJ. I think he rolls out of bed and gets that. I think that's going to be a very important stat, too, for the Mets at the top of the order. If they get that out of him, that'll be very nice for the 2, 3, 4.
I mean, for him not to get that, he's got to hit what, like 240 probably, right? 230. I mean, his OBP is at least 100 points higher than his, at least 100 points his batting average. So,
Believe it or not, I think that is around his career OBP.
380.
Yeah.
It's three. It's
Him and McNeil are very close to each other.
No, his is 390 and McNeil's 383.
Okay.
Would you go over 390, CJ?
I'm not sure how much he'll hit because then I think he'll probably hit, like I said, probably 260 maybe, 255, 265 in that range. So I think that puts him in that 380, 390 range. So yeah, 385 maybe, 390. I don't know if I'd go over 390 though. That would be, I think that might be a little high for that.
All right, what do we got next?
Next, we got the 6 walk-offs. This was an interesting one. I didn't really know how to gauge this. I mean, I think we'll definitely be in a lot of games late. I felt like I said we all said over, but it kind of makes me feel like, well, does that mean that we're blowing saves and then we have to come in and get these walk-offs and such? But I think the team will have some electric late-game wins. I think they got a lot of guys who come up big, ripping shirts off and such. You know, they love to do that. So we were all in agreement on the over there. Anybody else want to add to that?
Yeah, I just think that a lot of guys on this team are there and they can play in the moment. They'll perform in the moment. So we've had every baseball team over 162 is going to have plenty of opportunities. I just figured the number 6 was, like standard opportunities or something. I don't know if Cunny found that number or if he just guessed it, but that was a pretty good number, and I just hope we're going to go over.
I looked up what they did in 2015 because I feel like there were so many walk-offs that year. I think the number was 8 or 9, so I took about 2 off.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was watching the Mets on SNY, like the class or something like that. I think they said there was 8 winners seasons. I think that was a good number. That's a good job for them. So we'll just hop into the next one. I think this one was probably one of my favorites. 9 wins versus the Braves. Me and Greg both went over, and Sonny went the under on that one. I personally went the over because I looked at the schedule and there's 22 games against the Braves. So you say I mean, if we really want to win the division, I think you got to at least go 500 there. So then that was really that put me over the edge there because I think that we will, if not win the division, definitely be in the hunt to the end for it and snag that wild card. So that was one of the big factors for me. I think that 11 at worst is kind of what we're hoping for there. The Braves are very good, not taking anything away from them. That would be a great series, very fun, a lot of talented players on both sides. But I think that kind of was the factor. 22 games. I thought my magic number was 11.
Yeah, I agree, CJ. I think I kind of picked it on a whim that know we're going to want to win the division. We're going to have to beat them double-digit wins easily. So, I mean, they've always had our number a little bit, but we've always competed. But like I said, I think we got the guys to step up, and we're at their level now. So, 10, 11, 12 wins versus them is definitely not unattainable.
Yeah, honestly, when I wrote down under, I was feeling way too positive about this list. Everything I was writing down, I was like, this isn't all going to happen. So I was like, the Braves, you know what? I do fear that they could be the Mets' kryptonite. I feel like next to the Mets, they are the best team in the division. They have scary pitchers. If I were to pick any team in the NL East for that under, I would pick the Braves. I think the Mets will play well against all other teams, even though they have their problems with, even the Marlins at random times. But I think the Braves could give the Mets a little bit of problems.
Yeah, I think those are good points by Tony. Braves definitely do have our number at times, so hopefully we can crack that this year. Next one that we had was 230 DeGrom strikeouts, and we all picked over on that. Expecting a big year from the GOAT. There's not really much to say there. He's going to go out and shove it. He stays healthy. I think he passes that number. So, I think you guys want to add anything about our favorite Met?
Cy Young.
Coming for 3.
Definitely would love some more hardware in DeGrom's closet there. So then the next one we got was 13 Stroman. This is another interesting one. Me and Greg went on the over there, and Honey went the under. I think my number I was picking him out was probably like 15. I mean, honestly, it looks like he's going to be the number 2 in this rotation now. Carrasco's going to be out for a while. So we'll see. But I think Stroman really needs to take that number 2 spot and kind of run with it. So I think him picking up the ground, the offense will be better. I know the win stat is kind of going away now, especially with guys not really pitching that deep into games anymore. But I think that Stroman will have a good year, and I think 15 is my number for him. He stays healthy, but that's my number there.
I agree, CJ. He would look like a little in 2019, like he was struggling getting past the 5th inning a lot. But I think with time off he's had in 2020, and he's on a 1-year deal, also playing for his money, he's out to prove something big time, like a lot of these guys. And I think he will be pitching deep into those games, and he's a high energy guy. When he's pitching, the guys are going to be fired up, and they're going to want to win for him, like they will for Jake. I feel like so they'll be out there, and I think 15 wins can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I just went under, like Greg, you mentioned it. Just the 2019, he wasn't that good for the Mets. I mean, I love Stroman as a player and what he brings to the table, but I just went solely with what I saw for 2019 and the fact that he opted out in 2020.
Yeah, those are good points. Obviously, I mean, I guess innings got to be a concern with him too. He didn't pitch last year, so I think so that kind of segues into our next thing with Peterson. His innings, we all actually no, me and Connie stuck with our. I mean, we didn't think that he was going to be on the team to begin. Thought he was going to be the alternate side, but Greg proved us wrong there. Greg went over the 130, so he's defending PD. He's going for him. So let's hear he's got to say there. He's right once. Let's see if he's right again.
Listen, I don't know if it's because I'm good with him in the show or I got him in my dynasty league, but I've seen some stuff from Peterson, some encouraging signs, and I think he's going to pitch well. And I think the Mets, they might want to think about this cap. I think he's going to force them into throwing. He's up here to start. He's the 3 this year to start the season, so it's on him. Ball's in his hand. If he pitches well, he'll earn his time, and then with these injuries, he can get them over in the first half of the year nicely. Second half of the year, when all the big guns come back, I think he'll still be there every now and then, especially in September or October.
Yeah, I went under. Also, I feel that the Mets have long relief help this year that they haven't had in a while. So I feel like in a Peterson start, they might pull him after 5 innings or so, and then they might give the ball to Luke Casey. But I'm just on the board of Peterson. He's not going to go that high in innings because he's still young. So I just went with the under there.
That kind of next one we got the Carlos Carrasco 150 innings. We all hit the under there. I mean, it's kind of sad he's hurt again, but That's kind of a big blow. I mean, I definitely don't think he'll get that 150. Who knows when he comes back? You know, kind of a mystery at this point. He kind of was a big, obviously the auxiliary trade chip, the prize that was Lindor, but he was still a big piece there. You know, we thought he was going to contribute. He's going to be out for a while now, so hopefully we get something out of this year. You know, Jed Lowry started with Athletics now, and we got nothing out of him. So let's hope that's on the here. Knock on wood, but yeah, I'm well under the 150, so not good right now for Carlos Carrasco. Nothing on that. Any of my men. I'll just hop into the Diaz strikeouts. I went for the under on that. I just don't think he throws enough innings for that. I know I was talking to our friend Sean. He said that I was crazy. He thought 100 is a good number. He strikes everybody out, which is true. Everybody he gets out does strike out for the most part. But I don't think he throws enough innings to get 100. So, Cunny, I know you went on it. Did you? Yeah, Cunny went on the over. No, Greg went on the over on that.
Yeah, I took it. I don't know. Like I said earlier about Diaz, I expect big things from him. I think 100 strikeouts. You said all of his outs are strikeouts. So as long as he gets the innings and the opportunities, and he'll get them.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's got that high K per nine. He's going to strike batters out. I'm with you, CJ. I just think if he gets the innings, he could get there, but I don't think he'll get that many innings to get 100 Ks.
Our closer right there, or our best reliever at stats on Lugo. You know, Lugo's hurt. But yeah, so that goes into the next one, which is 23 blown saves. I said under. That's fingers crossed. I mean, 23 blown saves. That just makes for a horrid ninth inning for a year. Listen, there, we're on the edge of the bed.
Take it over, honestly.
Yeah,
can't take the over.
Yeah, there's no way. We couldn't do it to ourselves. So, but the next one, we all happily took the under, the over. We got 90 wins, pounded. I think Vegas has them at the 90 and a half, so it's a good number by Cunny. Yeah, pound over the 90, man. I like that a lot, and I think we're doing big things.
It's a good future bet. I like future bets. That's definitely a good one. 90 wins for the Mets.
Yeah, you look at this team on paper; they should win 90 games.
I agree, definitely. And then the last one I kind of threw in there for fun was 3 Luis Rojas ejections. I didn't know, was he ejected at all last year?
Does that guy get angry?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen him. I'd like to see him get a little Terry at the jackpot team.
I think Luis is too nice of a guy. I feel like I can't even see him losing it and pop it off like that, but I would love to see it. I hope we're wrong. I hope there's more than 3, but I think we'll be lucky if we get 1.
If this was Terry Collins, I'm hammering the over.
You know, Terry used to love to get run every once in a while, but I don't know. Luis, he looks like he's got those biceps. He picks them up and puts them down. So maybe there's some fire behind that calm face.
I wonder what kind of call could get him riled up.
Angel Hernandez can get anybody going. All right, yeah, so I think that basically concludes our episode here. We're going to add a new segment that we're going to do some Mets trivia. So Sonny's going to lay one out for me and Greg. He's got some Mets trivia cards. So me and Greg have not heard this, so these are going to be our first guests. We'll see here. And Sonny, take it away, man.
All right, ready? Who holds the all-time Mets record for sacrifice hits?
Sacrifice hits.
Oh,
There's two guys that share the record.
It's got to be a pitcher, right, CJ?
That is a guy. I was thinking of one of the old guys in like the 60s when they were bunting.
Yeah, it could be a position player that wasn't a big hitter. That's tough. Is one of them a pitcher? Can we think of it like that?
You want me to let you know?
Yeah, pitcher.
You guys were onto something with. I'll give you this. One person's from this team in the 60s. One person's from the team in the 80s.
Okay.
I got Mookie Wilson as my 80s guess.
I was thinking Mookie as well. For the old one, I'm kind of thinking Tom. It's gonna be a guy. He could handle the bat a little bit, but he might have dropped him down. He's probably consistent with it.
Yeah, I'm going Buddy Harrelson for the 60s guess. Those are my guesses.
Yeah, I'll go Mookie as well because we all know Mookie's got the wheels, so he had to go drop those sack ones down.
There's no way we got this right, though.
There's Dwight Gooden and Jerry Koosman, both with 85.
It was cool.
Greg, you're right up that
Yeah,
alley.
pitchers, I guess. Pitchers used to be able to get bunts down back in the day.
Yeah, well, we won't even be seeing pitchers hit in a couple of years, even though I'm sure Jake will be hitting, put one out once this year.
Oh, that would have been a great one we did. Over under Mets pitching staff home runs. How many they hit.
Yeah, Matt's used to hit. We lost him. We lost a little bit of the power.
Wheeler used to hit, yeah.
Mets won't be hitting that all for the Blue Jays. Yeah, I think that's a wrap on our second episode of Mets Mafia. Thank you all for listening. Throw us a follow on Twitter. We're on the YouTube. We're trying to get up on Spotify and iTunes, so look out for that as well. Thank you all for listening, and we'll be back again next week. LFGM, baby.
LFGM.
Let's go Mets.